This is how you fast track your results. Coach Barrick here, Equity Podcast, giving you tools to be fit for life. People want to lose weight, they want to get healthy, they want to have their clothes fit better, they want to train for something. We have tons of people that come in that want to work out for a very specific reason. And working out is going to help them get there. There is no question. But if you want to get somewhere faster, this is how you do it, and that is through nutrition. The people that see the most success the fastest are people that are focusing on both movement and nutrition. And we actually like to work on the 5 factors, and we've talked about this a ton in the past, and that is how you sleep, how you eat, how you train, your mindset, and how you connect with others. We want to be focusing on all 5 of those, but those people that can work on both, hey, how am I moving? Am I lifting heavy things? Am I working hard? Am I staying consistent in that? And am I also working on my food? Those are the people that get to their goal faster and maintain that. If you're able to maintain that consistent movement and that consistent nutrition, that's how we get to our goals and how we maintain those goals. Now, we want to set a base. What is our foundation for nutrition? We focus on 3 things at Equity. The first one is to eat real whole food. Real whole food means it's a single ingredient. Beef is beef, chicken is chicken, broccoli is broccoli, Brussels sprouts are Brussels sprouts, rice is rice, a potato is potato, right? There's a single thing in the ingredient list that we want that to be the majority of what we're eating. Then we want to limit added sugar and processed foods. And look, they're not evil, they're not the devil. We can have them in a very healthy diet. We can make those things work, right? We're here to enjoy life. We don't need to be monks and just eat porridge for the rest of our lives. We can eat other things. The problem with processed food and added sugar is that they're very hyper palatable. You can eat tons of them and you don't feel full. Think about a 400 calorie donut versus a 400 calorie breakfast of oatmeal, fruit, a hard-boiled egg, and some coffee, right? You're going to feel very different. You're going to feel full from the second one, and you're not going to feel full from the donut, right? Same amount of calories, but one, you're going to be hungry in an hour, and the other one, you're not going to be hungry until lunch. So we want to limit that hyper palatable food, the processed, the added sugars, because they add up very quickly. So real whole food, single ingredient food, limit added sugars, limit the processed foods. And then lastly, we want to focus on eating balanced meals. When we say meals, we mean anytime you're consuming something, when we're eating a meal, we want to try and eat a balanced meal. So we like to use the plate method for this. We eat a quarter of our plate is a protein, a quarter of our plate is a starchy vegetable, ideally, or some kind of starchy whole food, rice, potatoes, that type of thing. And then half of our plate is a non-starchy vegetable, broccoli, cauliflower, green beans, Brussels sprouts, mixed veggie, like whatever, salad, like some kind of non-starchy vegetable. So protein, starch, non-starch. And that's a balanced meal, right? We want to make sure we get some water with that too. And now the second piece, right? We do those 3 things, we're going to get really far. But what's going to happen is doing those 3 things with working out, with lifting heavy weights, with working out, with being consistent. That's the next piece. We need consistency. Consistency in moving, consistency in our nutrition. Working out once a week or once every 2 weeks is better than nothing, no question. But what kind of results are we going to get from that? Not great results, right? Once we can get to 4+ days of training, like that's a game changer. When we can start eating 6 days a week really, really well, maybe even 7 days with one meal that's not quite right, like that's when stuff can really start happening. And what we need to do, we need to give ourselves some grace. There's going to be bumps in the road. Progress isn't up and to the right. It's not linear. There's going to be ups and downs along the path. But as we go, that trend is going to be up and to the right. But there's going to be times when you have a weekend that doesn't go well, or you're going to lapse, or whatever. You're going to have a bad day, and that's okay. Make a change then. All right, hey, I made a bad decision now. Let's start making better decisions forward. There's going to be bumps in the road. We want to work towards better, not perfect. We're not going to be better every day, but we can work towards better every day. And finally, like I said before, we want consistency in all 5 factors ideally, right? Not just nutrition and training, but those are the big 2. Like for most people, if we focus on those 2, a lot of the things that we want, a lot of the goals are going to get there. We're going to get there. But for overall health, how we sleep, how we train, how we eat, our mindset, and how we connect with others, making sure that we have relationships with people, doing all 5 of those things consistently, putting effort in all 5 of those is how we build our overall fitness. So if you want to fast track your results, if you want to get there faster, both movement and nutrition, you need both. That's how you're going to get there faster. Generally, when we have somebody start at Equity, if they don't have a date for their goals, we're just going to start with movement, and then we'll start bringing that nutrition on long term, because we don't want to overwhelm you. However, if you have a specific date in mind, right? You're getting married next year, you have something, you have vacation in 3 months. Like, we need both in order to get there faster. So we're gonna go all in to make, because we have a hard date, a hard thing to reach for. But when we're looking a little bit more long term, we want sustainable habits. We want sustainable habits that we can do for a long time, for our entire life. And we're going to start with the training, then we'll start working on nutrition, and then we'll start working on those other 5 factors. Guys, I really hope this helps. If you want to get somewhere, if you have a goal to lose some weight, to get stronger, to be more healthy, movement and nutrition is how you get there. If you need some help, you need some guidance with that, we love doing that. Personal training, group training, nutrition, that's what we do. That's our bread and butter. If you think this might help somebody else, if you got something out of this and you think this might help a buddy of yours, please share it with them. Our goal is to have more happy, healthy people in the world, and that's what we're striving to do. Thank you guys so much for taking some time out of your day to add a tool to your toolbox. Cheers.